Hopefully, this is the last time I'm going to be making one of these videos. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, it is another Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa contract video. We're going to be talking about what Jeremy Fowler had to say. And if you're a Patreon, you kind of already know some of the information. Well, not all of the information I'm going to get, but there's some stuff there she blow. There's some stuff over on the Patreon that I will not be talking about today. So if you're a Patreon member, go over, check out that video. I gave you some behind the scenes deets. And if you want to join the Patreons, link them below. But yeah, we're going to talk Tua Tagovailoa's contract, what Jeremy Fowler had to say, some things that Adam Beasley had to say. We got, since Trevor Lawrence signed his contract, we have the details on that. So we'll look at that. We'll compare Tua and Trevor Lawrence. We'll look at other quarterbacks that are making a ton of money and kind of look at all that stuff. Like I said, hopefully this is the last time I have to make these videos, because hopefully, like Jeremy Fowler said, things, obviously, like the title says, things are heating up. So hopefully they sign something soon so I don't have to keep saying this. And for the people who are like, why sign them? We don't have to sign them. You guys already know how I feel. I agree with what Barry Jackson had to say when it's a two-headed or double-sided sword, or however you want to say it, because in one aspect, you don't pay him. You let him play out his fifth-year option. You can have a disgruntled quarterback on your hands. He could light the world up, and then he's going to cost more next year. But on the other hand, you pay him now, and he doesn't get over that hump. He doesn't stay healthy, and there is a regression. You're stuck with him. It's like, what do you do? So that's the conundrum that some fans are in. Some fans are like, pay him, because he's going to light it up, and then he's going to cost more. And then there's other fans that are like, I need to see more out of him. I need to see him win late in the year and in the fourth quarter and a playoff game before I can give him that money and be stuck with him for that long. There's two different sides, and we got no word in it because he's getting a contract. So it's just about how much. And that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to talk about today. So first, let's jump into this. This is what Jeremy Fowler had to say on ESPN. He said, and this happened Friday. You were watching this on Monday. He said, Miami's committed to doing something. He haven't made a lot of progress as of yet, but I'm told they've been in talks. They're at least in the ballpark. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts to heat up as early as this week. Because the Dolphins know this is the market. This is the leading passer for the last year. Played all 17 games. Proved he could be durable. So he earned the coin. Just depends on when Miami is going to put something on it. So that's the thing too. When contract talks started with Tua, everyone's like, "Why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long?" And when I talked about this before, when talks started with Herbert, it took him till July 15th. And when contracts started with Joe Burrow, it took them till September. It's a negotiation process. Again, go watch the Patreon video. I kind of tell you where they're at in the negotiation process from what I've been told. But it's a negotiation process. It's not like I said in a previous video, they don't just hand these players a contract and then just sign it like, whatever you say, boss. So it does suck that Trevor Lawrence did get a big old fat contract, and that's kind of putting pressure on the Dolphins. But now also we're hearing that you have Jordan Love, who is going to try to get a contract, and you have Dak, who's trying to get a contract. But from what we're hearing, Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers are trying to full head steam get Jordan Love under contract so they don't have to compete with a contract that Tua might get, because it's only going to get more expensive. So Adam Beasley came out with an article on the 13th, which was Thursday. And he said how Trevor Lawrence deal impacts Tua Tagovailoa's contract talks. He says Lawrence top line figures per NFL media, which matches that of Joe Burrow's contract, making him making them the two highest paid players in league history. And given how favorable Tua's body of work compares to that of Lawrence, and we will talk about that, he has zero incentive to take a dime less. In fact, he might look to reset the market, if even slightly. In his career, Tua has a higher win percentage, a higher completion percentage, and plus far higher yards per attempt and a passer rating. So in those, four categories, he is better than Trevor Lawrence. Other than durability concerns, there's absolutely no reason why Tua should be worth less than Lawrence. Also, yes, Lawrence won that playoff game, but he also threw 4 interceptions in the beginning of it, and he got lucky that the Chargers in the second half just stopped playing football, and then he could come back. Tua is already miffed that talks have dragged out this long with no resolution, and his low drama camp hold in could become a full-blown training camp holdout if this doesn't get done in the next 6 weeks. I wouldn't say miffed. That's why he used the words that he used so people won't twist it, and he's kind of twisting it. Miffed. He's just, what did he say? Uneasy or nervous, or it wasn't miffed. He's not pissed. He didn't use those types of words. While holdouts have become obsolete with the new CBA, which mandates hundreds of thousands in fines for players who don't show, quarterback is the one position where it could make sense to do them. Tua might be okay with $1 million loss this year if it means an extra $20 million over the life of a contract. As he made clear last week, he has zero interest in taking a hometown discount, as he should. But again, that whole he's miffed thing, I don't see him sitting out. And like I said, I think they get a contract done before training camp starts. And that's where the title of the video and what Jeremy Fowler had to say. So we look at, real quick, Trevor Lawrence's contract breakdown. Now, you see here, and we'll go over the contract again because some of you guys enjoy this and some of you guys say it's very informative, and I appreciate that. 5 years, $275 million. He gets a signing bonus of $37.5 million. Guaranteed at signing is $142 million. His total guaranteed is $200 million, and his average salary is $55 million. But if you use your eyeballs, he's not going to get, he's going to get money. He's going to get his money. What I want to say is that cap hit will never hit $55 million, because I've said this time and time again, people look at that average and think, oh my God, the Dolphins, or oh my God, these teams are not going to be able to financially have these quarterbacks as well as pay them. And that's not true. Because if you look, he will never hit $55 million against the cap, because they have an out after 2028 where they can cut him and save so much money. $78 million, because it's not guaranteed. It's not even really guaranteed. There's no dead cap in 2028. So they can move on from him. Actually, the structure of this contract is really good, because his contract only goes up to 2027 when there's $35 million on the cap hit. So this contract for Trevor Lawrence is actually really good, and something the Dolphins again should look at, like I kept talking about with Jalen Hurts, because after year 4 not even year 4 year, because I think they picked up his 5th year option, and that's what this is. So they essentially added 2 more years onto his contract, and they can move on after those 2 years. Now he's getting his guaranteed money, and that's what you got to look at. He's getting 142 guaranteed, and then the total guaranteed is $200 million. But this is not being taken off of the cap. This is kind of where the owner gives him the money at signing, guaranteed at signing. So if you look at it, it's only a $58 million guaranteed contract. And again, $35 million is the cap hit, because then after that, they can cut him. No dead cap. No dead cap. Really, really good, smart contract by the Jaguars. This is a good contract. And I'm hoping the Dolphins do something like this. Because again, if you look at his rookie contract, it went to 2023, and then these 2 years are voided because now he has a new contract here. So he's getting a little bit more money because he was going to get 11 million in 2024. He's getting 15 million, but he was going to get 25 million with the 5th-year option. He's now getting 17 million. And that's where people keep talking about, if you can give Tua a contract extension, it'll lower the cap hit this year and give us more money, because if they can do that, it'll lower that 5th-year option and give, what I say, 8 million more. So this is the more that I'm looking at this and dissecting this contract, good job, Jacksonville. Very good contract, because they lower the 2025 cap hit. They added 2 more years on, and then they can move on. It's a fantastic contract. They got him for 4 years, and the highest the cap hit's going to be is 35 million. And you look at it and you say 55. No, it's never going to get to 55. Good contract. Now, I also wanted to look at this, and this is where you look at the contracts and, their average salary, and you see that Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence are number 1. And then you see Goff, who just got his at 53, Justin Herbert at 52, Lamar Jackson at 52, Jalen Hurts at 51, Kyler Murray. I can't believe that, man. I don't think Kyler Murray is that good of a quarterback. I don't know. I might be in the minority there. Deshaun Watson with his fully guaranteed contract. Patrick Mahomes is down here. His number is going to go up. He's only getting 45 million. Yes, his value is humongous, but again, if you look at the average a year, he's getting as much as Kirk Cousins, which is funny. You look at all this, Daniel Jones is 40. Tua is going to want to be right around here. Like 54 million. Does he want 56 million? But that's not where it matters. It's the guaranteed at signing. Deshaun Watson gets all of it. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. They get all that money. Even practical guarantee. Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence doesn't get as much as Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's getting 218 million in guaranteed, practical guaranteed. So these contracts are very interesting, but I like Trevor Lawrence's contract. This is something they should give to Tua. And this is something that I expect them to give to Tua, where Tua will get his guaranteed money. Tua will show the average salary of whatever much, but it won't affect the cap hit. Because look, league cap, 5%, 6%, 8%. Once it gets to about 11%, they can move on. It's a good contract. I'm overwhelmed by how good that contract is. And I talked about this before, and that is kind of what I would do with Tua, right? I'd give him at signing 170 million, right? You got Trevor Lawrence making 142. You look at Trevor Lawrence here. Sorry, that's the wrong one. You look at Trevor Lawrence here. Last 3 seasons, last in win percentage, last in completion percentage, last in giveaways, last in passer rating. That is not good. Yes, you could say, hey, its supporting cast isn't good, or this or that. But again, I keep hearing the same thing. Well, if you're a quarterback, the injuries shouldn't matter, and what's around you shouldn't matter. And if you're elite and you're getting paid $55 million a year, they shouldn't matter. So this is, again, where Tua's camp is looking at it saying, we're better than Trevor Lawrence. We're better than him. We put up better numbers. We were better in certain aspects of the game. Yes, Trevor Lawrence has that playoff win, but outside of that, Tua's been better throughout his career. And they're going to be like, we want more. And that's where the guarantees come in. That guarantee at signing is more of out of the pocket of the owner. The total guarantees, then you have the workout bonuses, you have the operation bonuses, you have the signing, you have the base salary, you have all these different numbers. But for me, when this Tua contract comes out, and I'm just hoping it'll be in a week or two so we can stop talking about it and so it can be done and we could stop worrying about it. And for me, the Dolphins can then move their focus to Javon Holland and Jalen Phillips. To me, that's my biggest reason, because I know Tua's going to get a contract. Regardless if I want him to, or regardless if anyone else wants it to happen, it is going to happen. So I want it to happen sooner rather than later so they can take their focus and put on restructuring Tyreek Hill, signing Jalen Phillips, signing Javon Holland, because you restructure Tyreek Hill, then you're able to sign the other guys because it'll decrease the cap hit for this year and next year. I already made a video talking about that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. But I'm hoping that's the type of contract they give him, where they give him that guarantee that he wants to show, hey, we support you. You are our guy. Gives him the 5 years, but has that out, but also the year before, there's no dead cap hit. Such a good contract by the Jaguars there. But comment below, let me know what you think. Again, for the 400th time, what's the type of contract you want to see Tua get? Do you like Trevor Lawrence's contract as much as I do? What is your thoughts on all the other people and their contracts and where it's ranking? Where do you think Tua belongs? Do you think Tua belongs when it comes to average salary? You know, to me, he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Does he deserve to get his average salary around top 10, which is between 45 and 55 million? Comment below, and I'm gonna get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from the Brick Brothers 1, and he says, comment of the day: do you think people are potentially overlooking how good the Dolphins linebacking group will be with two guys we signed and with Joe Barry as the linebacking coach? Yes, and reason I say that so emphatically, yes, is because I'm one of them. I still don't feel as confident about the linebacking group. I do like Jordan Brooks. I do like Walker. I do like I can't even think of his name. It will come to me. I know you're commenting it below, but it will come to me. I do like our linebacking core, but my thing is Long Jr., David Long Jr. See, I knew it was going to come to me. You just had to give me a second. I haven't seen the Dolphins linebacking core be good enough for a very, very long time. So it's like they need to show me that they can produce, but also I'm worried about what's in front of them. But the addition of Calais Campbell does help me feel better about that. So I do think that a lot of people are overlooking the linebacking group, and I'm one of them. But you also have to think, like, are these outside linebackers also considered part of the linebacking group? Because a lot of people think the signing of Calais Campbell, like, oh, where are we going to fit him in? He's going to have his hand in the dirt. In that 3-4 system, he's going to have his hand in the dirt with Mo on his left, or he's going to have his hand in the dirt with Phillips or Chubb or, Chop on either side of him. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be standing up. He might be at some points, but he's more brought in for that defensive line. But great comment. Thank you so much. Again, if you guys want to be part of comment of the day, do what the Brick Brothers did and put comment of the day in front of either your comment or your question. But on that, I will see you guys tomorrow. I got a special one for you guys tomorrow. Then we're going to be looking at the running back camp battle, and then we got to talk wide receivers, tight end. We got a lot. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like usual, stay classy. Events out.